Hi, I'm Jay Harangue, and today I'm joined by Phillyda Murphy, the star of Lady Terror.
Hi, I'm Phillyda Murphy. I play Candice Knight in the feature film Lady Terror.
Candice, sorry, I said Clarissa, didn't I? Let me just
You
check.
did?
Let's check that I've got that right in the thumbnail. Yeah, I've put Candice. Yeah, good. There isn't a Clarissa in there, is there?
I don't think so, not
No,
unless there's something I don't know about.
no. Well, okay, and that's helped me with the pronunciation as well because I was going to struggle with that. Not that I'm one of these people that uses someone's name in conversations with them because I find that really weird. Like, you get people who go, "Oh, isn't that right, Brian? Don't you think, Brian?" And even when they're texting, they say it even though your name's on the top. It's like as if it's sometimes you think, "Oh, have you been on some sort of course where they've taught you how to interact with humans for beginners?" It's creepy. But anyway, on to the questions. Good evening, everyone, or whenever you're watching. First off, just check. You did watch my video on Lady Terror, I assume?
Your video on Lady
Yeah.
Terror? No, I did do a bit of homework and I went back and watched your previous
Right.
YouTube
Okay. Right. Okay.
videos
Fine.
and things like
Okay. That's good that you haven't seen it, because I have pretty much slated it. So
that.
that's there, but not you specifically. I think I went in pretty hard on Anton, but only in a fun way.
Yeah,
Do you watch much YouTube generally?
a little bit, not too much. I more find myself scrolling endlessly on like the Instagrams and the
Yeah.
Facebooks and things like that, but not
Right.
too much YouTube, to be honest. I mean, I feel like all mediums cross over each other, and if all videos kind of end up on one platform in one way or
Yeah.
another,
Unless you
but
do
no,
long form content and then it doesn't get on TikTok or anything, because that's only for 30
yeah,
seconds, memory of a goldfish, attention span, children. But
yeah.
not that
Actually, I have been watching a little bit of YouTube lately, but more
okay.
just music videos.
Right, fair
So
enough.
I was with someone the other day and they were watching a music video of like a song that I've heard a million times, but then I
Right,
watched the music video and I was like, wow, like that really added a lot of depth to it. All the characters,
right.
like it
Because
just added a whole new story that I didn't even think of when I was listening to the music.
well,
So
back in the
yeah,
olden days, in like the 90s, you couldn't escape like music videos because every time you would associate the song immediately with a music video. But now I never see any.
yeah,
So
right.
yeah, so I suppose you only see. Apparently, Avril Lavigne was the most popular YouTuber or popular YouTube channel for ages because people used to
Really?
like her videos. Obviously, that is a long. What's that? What's Avril Lavigne? 2005. Sorry, you do
Two
know who that is, don't you? I'm not that old.
Yes, yes, I
Right,
do.
okay, good,
I love their
excellent.
music. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
do you? Okay, nice. What's your favorite music? What's
Oh,
your, if you had to name someone?
so probably the most recent festival I went to was EDC, so that's in Vegas. So it's more like a electronic dance
Oh, okay,
music
yeah,
thing.
nice, right, okay,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So we're
It's
talking
all
about
done
the
on computers. It's all done on computers, not real music. Um, okay, so right, so this is my channel. If you've seen a bit of it, you'll know it's a film channel,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
generally do bad movies, which is yeah, and which is where I discovered you. Thanks to Nathan.
Thank
Um,
you.
but on a lighter note, what's your favourite film if you had to say you had one? Mine's Back to the Future.
Back to the Future, that's a
Yeah,
good one. I mentioned it the other day.
yeah,
I saw someone had a car and it looked exactly like the DeLorean, wasn't it?
right.
Yeah,
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 that's right. Yeah.
yeah. Movies wise, probably the really dark ones like what is it? Blow and
Oh yeah,
Requiem
yeah.
for a Dream
Oh,
and
oh, yeah. I do like Blow, but yeah, but okay. So a film person favorite film you've got?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Fair enough. And so can I get on to like your history and stuff? Like, so how did you? I mean, is this you're an actress? Is that what you do? But I've seen you're generally a model when I was googling you for no other reason than for the preparation of this interview. So were you generally a model and then you decided I'll do a bit of
Um,
acting?
Not really. It kind of went around the other way. So when I lived in Canberra, this is going back a few years now, but I did a acting course. So I
Right,
did maybe a year or so doing that.
a
And one of my
year.
friends, yeah,
I'm only
yeah.
joking. Sorry. Carry on. Sorry.
come on, I've done a little bit more
Yeah,
than that
joking.
since then. But so one of my teachers was part of an agency in Cameron. It's quite small knit community there.
Yeah.
So she was like, join this agency. It's called Victoria's Models. So they
Right.
have a lot of modeling jobs, basically promo jobs, things like that. Like there is acting jobs there, but there are a lot more TVC kind of things.
Right.
Not like, there's not a huge scene there, but it's
No.
for what it is. It's amazing for like it's a capital city of Australia, but for
But for all
a
intents
town.
and purposes, it's not really, is it? I mean, everyone
Yeah,
knows it's really Sydney, isn't it? You can't just put the government buildings in the middle of nowhere and go, right, that's the fucking capital. You can't do that. Right.
exactly.
Excuse the awful accent. Sorry. Um,
No.
so what was, so how did you get involved So from then, how did you get involved with Lady Terror?
So I've done a bit of traveling. So I've done work in Sydney, worked in Melbourne, worked in Canberra. So these are all the cities. So Canberra's kind of in the middle, and
Yeah.
then Sydney, Melbourne. And I just I found Nate through a website, a casting website.
Right.
So it was kind of plucked out of obscurity, basically. And he called me in for an audition, and off a whim, I went there, auditioned, thought nothing of it. I didn't actually apply for the role of Candice Knight. I believe
you
it was.
remembered. Good. I forgot. Yeah, sorry.
There's another character. Is it Charlize? No, I think is that her real name?
There's this wife. There's this wife who looks older than her dad, and then there's your friend in it,
My friend.
the bigger version of you. Is that
My
the one that you applied for?
Yeah.
Right.
So
Okay.
I did the audition for her first,
Right.
and then I read for Candice as well.
Yeah.
And with him and the DOP in the room as well, and had to fill out all this form of all these questions, and thought nothing of it. I think it's one of those things in the industry where rejection is a huge thing. So you go to an audition, you do your thing, and then kind of just try and forget about it. Well, not forget about it, but do you know what I mean? Like, don't have it. I need this. This is, this is my life. If I don't get this, then I'm nothing, basically.
Yeah.
So I forgot about it, and then he gave me a call, gave me a buzz, and said, he thought I was perfect for the role.
Bonus.
On the first day of filming, he said it was my voice that he loved.
Right. Okay.
So it was
that's a lie. I know what he liked, but never mind. But because have you watched many of his other films?
I have. Yeah. So he sent me a few links to his previous work, and kind of showed me the style that he wanted the film to be, which is, good for me to know the tone and things like that. So Basic Instinct kind of thing.
And I assume then you've seen Blown Away with Corey Haim and Corey Feldman, because that's the film that's dedicated to, isn't it?
Blown Away.
Blown Away with. Have you seen it? No, if you haven't, don't worry about it. I would assume that's the one.
Yeah. Could be.
Yeah.
You'll have to ask him.
Right.
But I'm not actually much of a movie.
No, that's fine. Connoisseur.
Yeah, exactly. People are like, "Have you seen Star Wars?" I'm like, "No, I haven't seen Star Wars."
Well, there's a lot of people who haven't actually. I mean, I'm like an old and I'm a nerd, so for me, like to not have seen Star Wars is unthinkable. But but there are a lot of people like the mid-30s and under who are just like, no, I'm not interested.
Well, it's not that I'm not interested, but when it's such a cult film, I'm like, oh, I've passed it. Like everyone's already been there, done that. And if I was to watch it, I'd be like, no one would even get it.
I don't understand it. Yeah, because there's a whole load of other backstories to it, and you have to watch cartoons to catch up with it now. And it's like I can see why it does get a bit much.
Oh, it's like the DC Marvel universe. I'm like, I kind of don't know where to start. Like, because it's already a thing. So.
Just don't bother. It's awful.
Yeah.
It was good for about 5 years, and then they just it's just ruined now. It's so bad now. There's everything. It is like there's homework. Like you have to catch up on this, or you won't understand this film unless you watch Doctor Strange and the whatever of whatever. So that'll piss off, and that's got Benedict Cumberbatch in it. I'm not. I won't obviously discuss other actors and stuff. Who's your favourite? So who's your favourite like man in Hollywood?
Oh man,
Or on looks alone first?
on looks
Looks alone,
alone.
yeah, yeah.
Wow, I'm more of a
Personality
lady.
person, don't lie. Come on, spit it out. Who is it?
Well, first thing that comes to mind is Angelina Jolie. I love her work. Winona Ryder, love her work.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
But male-wise, I
That
don't
was my
really
next question. That was my next question, but
have
but
jumped
say
ahead.
that's all right. No, it's fine. But I'm talking about purely on if you had to go on if you were single and you had to go on a date with someone, an actor, who would you choose?
Oh God, you really stumped me there.
How about okay? Well, I'll give you mine. If I was a woman, if I was a woman, I don't find men attractive, but if I
Yep,
did, I'd probably
yep.
go for Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Oh, okay. The muscles, the
That's what I'm into. No, I
he
just I
likes to
think
joke around.
yeah, there's no messing about. If there's any trouble outside, like he'll deal with it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, you don't
It's
have to
like
answer that. That's
John.
fine.
Yeah.
So, moving on to the to certain aspects of the film. Obviously, when I watched it, I had a few questions about some of the things that were going on in each of the scenes. And the first one that I was puzzled by was what's going on here.
Not again.
I
Yeah,
had I had three options. Right, number
yeah,
one, he's going to be a bit creepy.
yeah.
Right, number two, he's just going to have a go at you with a belt, as in whipping. And number
Mhm.
three, he's going to piss all over the carpet. Which I'm assuming number three is wrong, but do you know what? Do you know which one it is, or what it's supposed to be, or is that for the viewer to? Of
Without giving any too much away,
course, yeah.
I would say, well, it's definitely he doesn't have a bladder problem. I'll give you
Right.
that much.
No, I thought he was doing it as a laugh, like he was coming in and thinking, "Ah, fuck you, I'm gonna piss all over your floor." Only because he
No,
was undoing his belt buckle, so I could think of there's only three reasons. So either do you think he wanted to remove the belt? Was he like physically abusive, like alone, or was there a bit
yeah.
more?
So I
Okay,
think
right.
there's a past there where she kind of spent some time with him when she was younger, and he
Right.
would be, yeah, a bit untoward, a bit abusive.
Bit of a piece of shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
basically.
fair enough.
He's
Okay,
he's
right.
not the kind of guy you want to spend some
No,
time alone
it
with, put it
doesn't
that
doesn't look like it would be. No, absolutely not. Right, next one. So now, sorry, next thing I want to discuss is the. So you went to the premiere, yeah? You went to the premiere of Lady Terror with Nathan and stuff.
way.
And
Yeah,
when you watched it, were you thinking, oh, I mean, it must be quite exciting being in a cinema and seeing yourself on screen. Something
yeah.
that's obviously never happened to me and shouldn't really under any circumstance. But when you watched it, there must have been bits you liked and bits you thought, "What the fuck is this?" I,
Yeah, no, of course not.
no,
I mean, I loved it. I took my partner, we had a great night,
yeah,
and I think it is great to see the audience's take on things, because when
yeah,
you're filming it out of order, you're filming it. So the last scene that we did was no, the first scene we did was the last scene in the movie. So where
uh,
I
oh yeah, yeah. Sorry, yeah,
go to his office and then he's not there or something.
yeah.
Um, Spoiler alert.
Irene from Home and Away scraped the lettering off. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So he's so it was so filmed out of order. To see it all put together and then
Yeah,
see
yeah,
the audience reaction to everything was
yeah,
quite, I thought it was quite beautiful to see that they can like, they see the connection, they see the story, they see the people's character and their downfalls and their, you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
it,
yeah.
I thought it was quite beautiful to see that. Of course, you know, it's a low budget film
Yeah,
and
of course,
there's
yeah.
pieces where it's a bit, you know.
I mean, no, I mean, I'd understand, like, so totally understand. Obviously, if it's low budget, you don't expect, like, for example, when the car explodes, you don't.
Yeah,
I don't expect, like, in a low budget film, someone to actually explode a car, right? No, I mean, no
right.
way. That's pretty. To be honest, that's a pretty good job.
Yeah,
And it, I mean, these films. The thing is, like, these films, like, the budget isn't really like shouldn't really hamper them because some big budget films are absolutely shocking. Like,
yeah,
I mean, you might have seen from my channel, I watch a lot of Lifetime films, which I know they're supposed to be bad films, but I really enjoy them because it's just a
yeah,
normal film. I know pretty much what's going to happen,
yeah,
but there's a couple of scenes in there that I've got. Would you know what I meant if I said the lingering?
The Lingering.
The lingering. No. Okay.
No.
Let me give you an example. So I've got two scenes here. I've got a scene here to show you. Hang on. Still going. Is that possibly? So that's a bit long, I thought, and I found that hilarious. I have to say, there was another one where you're in the shower and it just goes on for about 25 seconds, and I was just thinking that's not a budget restriction, is it? That's just, come on, editor, just cut more bits out.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite person to work with in the film?
My favorite person to work with. That's a hard one. I think, being a low budget film, I think everybody put in 100%.
Yeah.
Everybody was there to work and so dedicated. Obviously it was a pleasure working with Nate. Like, I spent a lot of my time with him, but the DOP behind the camera, Dia, she, was there every day. She did every scene. She set up all the scenes, and there was an absolute art to what she did.
Right.
She really put in 110%. But even like the camera crew, and the gaffers and things like that.
Right.
Like,
So hang on. Okay. What is a gaffer?
A gaffer, so the person who kind of just tapes stuff up and makes everything OH&S, basically. Like, don't trip on that.
Oh, okay, fine. Yeah. Okay, got it.
Yeah. Things like
right,
that.
that makes sense actually. So gaffer tape, gaffer.
Yeah.
Right. What's a best boy?
The best boy is he an AD? No, first AD. I think he's someone who just don't question me.
No, okay.
This is going back years. You're really testing who I am.
No, I'm sorry, because I don't know this. I thought somebody. I'm not. By the way, I'm not, because obviously it's a small crew, so I wasn't expecting you to be able to name all of these. But as you see things, what is a key grip? I mean, I could just look these up, but I thought it might be interesting to ask you. Yeah. You know what that is?
Something holds the broom.
Oh, is it?
No.
Okay, that would make sense actually. So a lot of these do make sense, but best boy, the only way I can think of that makes sense is it's probably not the reason why it's called that. But
I'm thinking a best boy is someone who is kind of like the AD, assistant AD, but they kind of run around and liaise between the producers and the
a runner sort of thing, but still on the right.
But don't quote me on it, because I could be probably absolutely wrong.
No, it's fair enough. Yeah, I mean, well, you know more than I will, definitely. I just see these things come up in the credits and think, what's that? I suppose.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose the bigger, if you've been on a crew of a massive production, I expect there's all these sort of things which no, I certainly don't know about.
Yeah, I think there was a best boy in that film that I did. So
right, you didn't know him, didn't notice him. That's not even worth it. Not even worth it. Get out of my sight. Yeah, we're all one big family here, except you. Yeah, what do you do?
Exactly.
The intern. So I've seen that you've done. Have you done short films before? Was it a short film? I saw you did. I couldn't find any clips or anything, or I would obviously get them and show them to you. But you did some love thing that was about 12 minutes long. Some love thing. Sorry, what was that called?
What was it called? Was it called Dodgeball or something like that? It was about dodgeball.
Right.
So it was about a little love story about a guy that plays dodgeball, and he things perspire, and he doesn't get his gal, and no, that was a really good one to work on.
Yeah.
Again, it was another small crew.
Yeah.
Everyone was lovely. The director was great. And that was pre-COVID.
Right.
So that was when there was a free world and everyone could go out.
Well, so have you been in Melbourne this whole time? You were in Melbourne
in and out of Melbourne. So
not during the lockdown, you weren't in and out of anywhere, were you, in Melbourne?
I
because
know.
because I have friends in Australia, right? And over here we got the treatment first. We got the we got the lockdown first. And I kept on seeing on people's Instagram people in Melbourne having loads of fun. Look at us going out drinking in the sun, and it used to really piss me off. But then then you got it, and the police got their truncheons out and all this. It got pretty bad over there, didn't it? At
It
one
was
point, there was a wasn't there a nationwide manhunt for someone who coughed in a lift or something? Well,
oh,
that might have been in Queensland, I think. But
I didn't hear about the lift. I think
all
out
right,
of all the states, Victoria had the most lockdowns, the
yeah,
most
yeah,
restrictions on things. New South Wales, because I spent a little bit time in Albury, so Albury and Wodonga are right on the border. So
right,
if I was to go, and because it's all right next to each other, if I was to go shopping in Wodonga, you'd
yeah,
have to get your slips out, your
right,
passport out, or, your passport, your driver's license. Why you? What's
yeah,
here today, and things like
yeah.
that. And even in
Let
the
me see your papers. Yeah.
exactly.
No,
And
it's
even in,
shocking.
when I tried to do a bit of work in the ACT in Canberra, so that's its own little territory,
Right.
and that was in lockdown, and I was hired to do a COVID campaign, and
Oh,
I
what
wasn't
do
allowed in. I filled out all the paperwork, to say this is why I'm coming. I'm coming to, it's for COVID basically.
so
Um,
hang on. Sorry. So you were hired to do a COVID campaign, as in a campaign to try and get people to get vaccinated or whatever, yeah, or stay indoors,
yeah,
whatever.
so I'll
And
stay
yet,
safe, something like
and you
that.
couldn't get to this job
I
because
couldn't
of
get
COVID.
yes.
I mean, well, yeah.
Yeah,
Sometimes I look back on this and I think I cannot believe. Well, I can't believe it happened in my lifetime anyway. At the time,
I
I
know.
just cannot believe it's the sort of thing you'd only read in history books. And then if you
Yeah,
look back on it, it doesn't seem like a couple of years ago, does it? It seems like a distant memory.
I know,
Yeah.
right? And then you think, oh God, 2020, that was nearly 4 years ago now. So
Yeah. I still
it's
remember that horrible day. I was sat in the I was sat in the pub. Obviously, we knew about there was a virus, whatever. But I was sat in
yeah,
the pub, and suddenly the manager comes over and goes, "We're shutting now." I was like, "What?
mm,
It's a bit early, isn't it?" And they were like, "No, that's it. We're shutting." And I was like, "Oh,
yeah,
come on!" And it
yeah,
went on for ages.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
I worked at a pub as well, and I was in Albury, and we heard off the news because there was all these TVs in the TAB area, the betting area, and
Right.
we saw in one of the news channels that they were shutting all the retail, all the shops, everything up by
Yeah.
4 p.m. and we're just getting ready for dinner service. Everyone, the kitchen was prepping everything. We had all the bookings coming in, and we just had to lock up the doors, clean up, and go. And it was just the most bizarre feeling to
Yeah.
be turning people away. They had a big birthday. One of the regulars that always come there, he had his birthday there, and it
Oh,
was just
sad.
it's such a
It's
sad,
it's
yeah,
shocking, really. But yeah.
it
Obviously I can't give my opinion on it on my channel, or this
is.
my whole channel gets taken down like so many others. But yeah, there you go. So we'll just say, well done, everyone. That was really good, and everyone
Yeah,
survived because of you.
yeah.
Not you, the government. Sorry.
I mean,
Um,
I'll take the credit.
yeah. Well, okay. Yeah. Fair enough. The hero of the world. Maybe that can be your next role. Yeah. So what's on to that? What's next for you? What's the plan? Any other
What's
acting stuff coming up?
I don't have anything booked in at the moment, but I have finished another feature film. This one was in Sydney, and it kind of both of these films, Lady Terror and what's it called, Let's Go Below the Rainbow. They were
Right.
both filmed during all the lockdowns and
Yeah.
unlockdowns and things like that. So
Yeah.
they took months to complete. But that one hasn't been released yet, so it's in the process of. So I'm kind of just waiting for that one to come out for
Is
the publisher.
is that another Nathan one or not?
No,
No.
unfortunately.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay.
Whenever I see Nathan, he's like, Lady Terror 2.
Right. Yeah. That's ruined, doesn't it? Because and only you're still alive. Everyone's still alive, actually, aren't they? So you could do,
Yeah,
but yeah,
yeah.
that that's going to be a stretch, isn't it? Really, may as well just do something very similar. Right, another question about Lady Terror. I totally forgot. Right, the silver Honda. Is there a deal? Did they have a deal with Honda to show this car at all the time?
The silver Honda, was that
Yeah.
Nate's car?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Okay, thank you. Right. Okay. Oh, sorry. Are you saying yes? They did have a deal.
No, I don't believe so. I
Oh,
don't
okay.
believe there was no deals. The I think it was the Porsche, that bright blue Porsche
Yeah.
that we
Yeah.
did a little skid around the
Yeah.
car park and headed off. That was one of Nate's really good friends, and I was actually in the passenger seat for that one.
Right.
And oh my God, I'm not much of a rev head, so I don't
No.
exactly do donuts and skids and see how fast the car can go, but that was insane.
Yeah, I don't like going over the speed limit. It scares me. That's why I drive a Nissan. And I
You're telling me. No, I think it was one of the Castle crews or Nate's or somebody. It
right,
was
okay.
one of, yeah, somebody's car.
But and you've seen Jasper, the film Jasper, have you? The no, right.
Yes, I've done a bit of homework on him and,
Because there's
glanced
some
through.
scenes in that where there's just too much Red Bull. You're thinking this is not a natural way to include Red Bull in a film. It's not like someone's just like picking one up and go, oh, I'll have a quick swig of this and put it down, right?
Yeah.
It's full on like a whole scene is dedicated to drinking the whole drink and then going, and I'm thinking there is no way that Red Bull haven't paid to be in that, like. And I was thinking it's got to be the same about the Honda, or the whoever was filming it just loved the car. But maybe that's I could be wrong.
I'm not sure. I don't do the wheeling and dealing behind the scenes.
No, fair enough. Probably best not. And you're obviously still in touch with Nathan. Do you stay in touch with the rest of the crew and cast and everything like that?
Yeah, absolutely. I still keep in touch with Nate.
Yeah.
The rest of the cast and crew, I will see them intermittently or talk to them, but not like a catch up. Everyone
No.
catches up and kind of thing. No, I wish we did have a wrap party. We were thinking about having a wrap party just to be like, we're done. Let's have a party, but it never eventuated.
Because of the lockdowns, or just
It
because it
could be. Oh God, it's 2 years ago. I can't even remember what did yesterday. But I think something along the lines of that. Yeah.
Because I've noticed he does like reuse a lot of actors. So there's one guy that's in 2 or 3, and there's that woman Irene from Home and Away who's in a couple, and then there's another woman. I think she was the car salesman in yours. Has she been in one before? Or she was definitely the woman at the car place who lent you the Porsche.
Right. I'm just trying to think of who she was. I know Simei. I think she was one of the.
Yeah,
she's
Nathan's wife. Oh,
yeah. Isn't it? No, I don't think she was his wife. I think she was one of the ones that was a detective in his office. So she works a lot.
No, that's her. That's the blonde one, yeah.
The blonde one. Yeah,
she's been in a couple, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And then his DOP Dia has, I think, worked with him in
DOP. Sorry, it was DOP.
Director of photography. So she's
okay,
the cameraman.
Right, thanks. See, there you go. You know something. There you go. There's one of them. They're more acronyms. That's cheating. Yeah, no. I've seen a couple. I've seen a few of the old ones to see if there was any gems. But no, some of them they don't have that humor level. Which I'd say the lingering Anton, the humor. As soon as I saw that, I just thought, right, I've got to do this because it's just absolute gold. I would say if you haven't watched it, I'm going to stick it in the description, obviously, of this anyway. This interview may have gone very differently had you seen it. I might have got shouted at, but who knows? So thank you very much for joining me. It's been a pleasure. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Good luck in the future. Thank you very much for watching, everyone, and I shall see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe and check out this other video. Thank you.